question for you. Have you ever felt like you were emotionally overwhelmed or that you have been being triggered a lot, or even that you're fully not in control of how you are reacting to different circumstances and situations in your life? If so, this video is for you. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, welcome. If you are coming back, welcome back. I'm so glad to have you. My name is Cassie, and on this channel, we talk all things of healing, self-love, and self-care, and of course, becoming your dream woman. This message is for men and women who have gone through childhood trauma. And I want to talk about something that not enough people are talking about. And that is when you go through childhood trauma at a young age, you don't just move on from it, you end up getting emotionally stuck at that age. So, what does that exactly mean? Well, that means when you are triggered, when you are feeling overwhelmed, or when you are lashing out, yelling, shutting down, or even feeling like you are losing control, that is not the adult version of you that is reacting. That is that little girl, that little boy inside of you crying for help. And I really want you to sit with that today, just for a little while, because that part of you, they're not trying to ruin your life, right? They're actually trying to get your attention. It's their cry out for help. They're trying to say, hey, I'm still in here. I'm hurting and I don't feel safe right now. And instead of judging yourself in these different moments, instead of saying, oh, what is wrong with me? I want you to ask yourself a different question. Sit back and ask, what part of me needs love right now? Because that is usually what the cry out is, right? You don't feel heard, seen, loved, anything like that. Because part of healing is learning how to go back and meet that version of you. And once you meet that version of you, you get to tell them that they're safe now, that you've got them, and that they don't have to keep reliving the same situation anymore. So highly recommend for you to like hug yourself, right? When you're saying this to your inner child, like hug yourself, like, oh yes, you are loved, you are safe, you're okay, we are going to work through this, we're going to get better, things are going to be different this time around, I promise. You keep like reassuring them, telling them great things, and just letting them know that they are safe, they are loved, and they are seen. And this is the part where most people truly want to avoid because, it can get deep, it gets emotional, and it feels uncomfortable at times. But this is where you also get to feel free again. Going through this process of healing actually sets you free. When you don't do this work and you don't heal, that inner child feels stuck and they stay scared and they're consistently in survival mode, and they stay waiting for the next bad thing to happen. And let me just tell you, when you stay in this mindset, right, and you're constantly looking for something to go wrong, unfortunately, you are never going to have things go right in your life, because when you're unhealed, that is affecting your nervous system, and your nervous system controls your whole entire life. How you react, how you respond, what you do, what you say yes to, what you feel comfortable with. I mean, it just controls everything. So when you are constantly on the lookout for something to go wrong, guess what? Your nervous system is staying stuck in that fight or flight, and always like, oh my goodness, we can't do anything because something bad is going to happen all the time. Now, I'm not saying that our nervous system is bad, but I'm saying we also want to free it and allow us to grow and be able to expand and to do different things in our life. And if we're staying stuck in that little, trapped little girl that went through the traumatized, or that trapped little boy who went through that trauma, you're never really going to live the life that you truly want to live. And that's why healing is not just, oh, maybe I'll get to it someday. No, healing, the lack of healing will affect your whole entire life. That's why you're feeling like you can't move on, that you can't win, that you can't live the life that you want, because of all of the unhealed trauma that is still sitting there weighing you down. You may not even realize how heavy that load is, because at this point, it feels pretty normal to you, right? You've been carrying it around majority of your life, and you don't know what anything else feels like. To be honest with you, I had no idea how heavy this was neither, until I started doing some of this healing work. And little by little, the weight started to lift. And I felt lighter. I felt freer. I felt better. And I need you to hear this, because if you've also been feeling like extra emotional, been crying a lot, or even feeling overwhelmed, like you can't control your feelings, that is not a weakness. That is your inner child saying, please free me, help me. I just want to feel good again. I just want to feel safe and be free. And when you begin to do this healing work, something beautiful starts to happen. And you don't just feel lighter, you begin to feel free again. And when you feel free, guess what? When you feel free and you feel good and you start to feel lighter, guess what happens? You start to laugh more, you end up feeling more creative, and you just want to start playing again. This is something that really hit me personally before I started this healing journey. I felt so creatively blocked. Like I couldn't feel like, there was so many different people doing all these like arts and craft things, for with their kids and teaching them all these different things. And honestly, I couldn't get into it. I tried, and I felt so blocked, but I didn't really understand why I just kept on telling myself, oh, I'm just not that creative. Oh, I'm just not that, that wasn't meant for me. And that is a huge no, right? That's not the problem. The problem was that I just didn't feel inspired. I didn't feel playful. And I didn't feel like me, because I was holding on to all of that trauma that was holding me back. And all that trauma that was holding me back, guess what? That was, basically that little girl that was hurting inside, that didn't feel free, trying to get my attention, right? So our body tells us more things than we actually even realize. Our body's been trying to tell me this for years, but I didn't know what it was trying to tell me, right? I was just like, okay, taking it for truth, like, oh, I must not be creative, or this is just part of who I am, but that's not really the truth. So don't fall for those lies neither. But when you were a kid, before all of the trauma or before you realized, what had happened in your life, you didn't care who was watching you. You danced, you laughed, you were silly, you felt free. And your actions expressed freedom, right? Because you're just out there singing, dancing, like you were the superstar. But somewhere along the way, that version of you ended up getting quiet. Not because she disappeared or he disappeared, but because they didn't feel safe anymore. So now as an adult, it shows up as us feeling stuck, us feeling like we have to be serious all the time, that we can't let go. And it's not that you can't, but it's that your inner child is waiting to be freed. So if you've been feeling stuck, if you feel like you can't have fun, especially sober, and you feel like you need to have some drinks or something inside of you to let loose a little bit, oh, that is a red flag right there, babe. Pay attention. And if you feel blocked or disconnected, are all signs that your inner child needs some healing, some love, some reassurance to feel safe again. And I also want to say this, right? There is nothing wrong with like being playful or even being silly. And there is nothing immature about being feeling joy. I think some of us like feel shame because so many people have like, oh, you can't, better act your age, or don't, do this because, that's not what 30, 40, 50 year olds, do. You're whatever. Let that shit go. Let it go, because it doesn't matter what they think. As obviously they are not healed, they're not feeling free, they're not feeling like they want to be silly, or that they may even feel shameful around that. Let that be them, but don't let that stop you from doing some of these things that you truly enjoy, that makes you feel free. There is a time and a place for it all, but your joy, your playfulness, your creativity, that is what makes us feel good. That's what makes us feel alive. So, go out there, dance, hula hoop, jump rope, paint, laugh, roll around the grass, whatever you want to do that makes you feel good. Do all of those things that make you feel alive again. Because healing isn't just about releasing pain. No. Healing is about reconnecting with joy, with your freedom, with your loved again, and different things like that, right? See? God's telling you yes. And so when you heal on the inside, you start to shine on the outside. So don't wait. Don't keep pushing it down. Don't keep telling yourself, oh, you'll deal with it later. No. Say yes to healing now. Say yes to being free. And say yes to you, because you deserve it. I just want to say, if you are feeling like you want to do this healing work, I have a program that is wonderful for this, right? Because it's a self-worth. It deals with so many different things with your inner child and self-sabotaging and all of that. So if you are feeling that you want to take the next step, then check out my programs. But the program that I would truly recommend for you, especially if you are new to this healing and you haven't done any healing, recommend Becoming Your Dream Woman by saying yes to healing. And that is 10 modules. You do it on your own. You can, join my Facebook group. If you have any questions, you can ask there. I'll be more than happy to help you. And, you get support free Facebook group. And it's just really a great program to help you heal your self-worth. And this is the steps that I did to heal mine. So it's nothing that I haven't done. I did it all so then I could help other people do it as well. And then if you want to work on just a few things and you don't really need to go take that deep dive, and you just need to enhance a few things, then the 30-day challenge will be a great asset for you. And that also helps you work towards becoming your dream woman. So every day for 30 days, it gives you an activity to do that will bring you closer to being your dream woman in for your mental, physical, and spiritual way. And that's where you need to start, right? Because if you can't get around it mentally, spiritually, and physically, then you're going to struggle trying to get your dream job and different things like that, because you're not going to feel worthy enough to have it. I will post my website in the description. I also have coupon codes for everyone to save some moolah on the programs, and I hope you take advantage of the savings. For Say Yes to Healing, and even if it's not with me, I still hope that you say yes to yourself, and so you feel free and you can enjoy your life and truly live the life that we were truly meant to live. So I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.